Today I'm working on this 4L80E transmission. I'm going to be rebuilding it. It's going to go into a different case because this one is cracked. I'm going to convert it over to two-wheel drive, shift kit it, a couple other goodies going into it. It's going to go behind a turbocharged big block in a buddy of mine's truck. So let's see what's wrong with it here. Supposedly no reverse from what I'm told. So my prediction is I think the low reverse band is going to be bad, which is in the back end of the transmission. That's my guess. But we'll see. Oh yeah, that looks pretty burned. Oh yeah, that's pretty bad. What you find in the pan is a good indication of the health of the transmission, and this one's pretty rough. Black usually ends up being clutch material. Silver is usually a metal. A lot of times it ends up being a torque converter. This one here has probably got bad clutches and or a band. I'm still guessing the low reverse band. But if you open up your transmission and you see this black stuff in the pan like it that bad, it's time for a rebuild. Gonna pull out all these check balls. There was 8 check balls under the valve body. Oh my God. This here's the servo that applies the low reverse band. Hey, look how nasty this pump is. This thing's covered in mud. He must have been doing some serious wheeling with this truck. Before you can pull the pump out, you gotta pull out this lockup O-ring or else the pump won't come out. And if you forget to put this back on, the torque converter won't go into lockup. Then you'll have to pull the transmission back out. So you really don't want to forget that. To get the pump out, you can actually just stick a screwdriver right back in here and just kind of gently pry on it while pulling out on it. Voila! Doesn't look like there's anything wrong in the pump. So here's the overdrive. Ooh, that's all burnt. This would be the forward clutches, so I would say it didn't go forward. That's third gear. Looks pretty good. These look like they've gotten a little warm, but they're actually not too bad. The steels look pretty good, so these are probably just naturally colored that way. Now this snap ring is tapered on one side and flat on the other, so you have to pay attention to which way it goes. The tapered always faces up. Next thing in here is the center support, and to get that out you have to remove that 12-point bolt out of the underneath the valve body, and the rear cooler line fitting goes into this as well, and if you don't take that out you'll break it off. And we got the low reverse drum came with it. Got the sun gear. Rear planet assembly. Output shaft. And we got the low reverse band still in there. Well, I was wrong, but I was given wrong information. Apparently this thing didn't have forward gears, but I don't know if it had reverse or not. One more snap ring. And then there's a washer back here on the very back. And that's all that's on the inside. To get this wiring harness plug out of the side transmission, I found that a small block Chevy crankshaft socket works pretty good. is all you gotta do is just push these tabs in and push it on through. Press them in like that, give it a good hit, and it'll just push right through. This is an output speed sensor dummy plug. On the 4-wheel drive models, the output shaft speed sensor is on the transfer case, but on the 2-wheel drive models, it actually has an output speed sensor right here. So since he's converting to 2-wheel drive, we actually have to swap this out and put an actual sensor in there. Here's what's wrong with this case. It's got a crack in the bell housing. Runs down about 4 or 5 inches there. I'm not sure what happened there. If somebody bolted it up and didn't have it lined up right and just impacted the hell out of it. No idea. Oh man, that is wasted. That has got a deep groove cut in it. Looks like all the forward clutches are welded together. Yeah, I can't even move them. They're welded to the forward clutch hub. Well, we got a few of them moving there. Yeah, that's completely wasted. Alright, so that washer doesn't want to fall out. So here's the output shaft. Ring gear for the planet. That all looks good. Here's the input shaft. So we've got a little bit hot here too. So here's the overdrive clutchet. They were still actually pretty good. And here you have your lip seals. Gonna get everything cleaned up and inspected, and I'll see you guys on the rebuild video.